What is going on, guys? Welcome to another video with your host, as always, K-Mac Time. And if you are anything like me, a massive fan of Nicktoons, especially from the early 90s and early 2000s, then you guys were totally stoked when we got the Hey Arnold, the Jungle movie this past wintertime. And it really got me thinking lately because I rewatched it recently, and it's great. I mean, I absolutely loved it. It did a great job of wrapping up the series and just doing a great job with great animation, good writing, character development. All that stuff was there. Everything I wanted to see in the movie came to fruition, but it left me wanting more. And if you're anything like me, I just can't get enough of it. I want more Hey Arnold. And to me, I think Season 6, or doing a new season of Hey Arnold, makes perfect sense. And here's why. Because if you take a look at what recently has been trending in cartoons, we're seeing a lot of nostalgia. I mean, obviously kids, people my age, are wanting to see these things, and then kids are getting into it as well. I see a lot of things like on Nickelodeon, they start to do streaming of their older shows. A lot of their older shows are starting to stream on Netflix, on Hulu, or on Verve. Things like SpongeBob, or My Life as a Teenage Robot, or Hey Arnold, or Salute Your Shorts, all the way back to like The Legend of Hidden Temple. Shows like that are popping up all over the place and are being consumed by a younger audience that never got a chance to watch them at their original airing. And now that they're on the internet for consumption, people are kind of wanting these to come back, and we're seeing that a lot. We're getting the Invader Zim movie, we're getting the Rocko's Modern Life movie. Hell, we're even getting a Legend of the Hidden Temple live action movie, for God's sakes. And it really goes to show people are wanting these older kind of things to come back. I mean, they're really having this real love fest for things like this. And the reaction for the Hey Arnold movie was overwhelmingly positive. It was one of Nickelodeon's most well-received premieres in almost a decade. I mean, obviously, there wasn't the biggest one, but it was right up there in terms of things that they've premiered on their network in like at least the last couple of years that I can remember. And it did well. It wasn't the best numbers. It was kind of at a weird time. It was during winter break. But it did good. It did good enough to warrant a new season. And I think it would be a smash hit, like a running away smash hit, if they were to go ahead and greenlight a season 6. I think it could even go on for multiple more seasons. I think they honestly could get at least 2 or 3, maybe even 5 more seasons out of it. Who knows, depending on how they handle these characters, how they handle these plot lines, adding new characters, new plot lines, things like that. And I think they left the door wide open for that. I mean, if you look back at the movie, the Jungle movie, there are a ton of plots that they could run off of that. I mean, obviously the biggest one, Arnold's parents are now back, and they have this really cool new dynamic of him and his parents and his grandparents all living together. Could be something crazy. Or maybe he moves out of his grandparents' house, or, you know, out of the boarding house with grandparents and moves into a new house. Or maybe his parents just move into the boarding house and all kinds of crazy wackiness ensues. I think that's the route they would go, probably. And his parents have these really cool undefined roles as of now. Like his dad's like this adventurous, goofy, dim-witted, kind of like laughable, kind of slap humor kind of guy, much like his grandfather is. And his mother is much like his grandmother in that she's smart, reserved, but loving as well. So there could be a lot of that, and I would love to see, you know, just think about the episode they could have of his grandfather and father reconnecting. Because if you think about it, it's his son, or his son that he hasn't seen in quite a long time too. There's a lot of reconnecting things that are there. Of course, they have the obvious things for them being gone so long. They have to reintroduce them to life in the big city. That's a lot of plot lines they could put in there. I think that would do a great job. I think they would do a hilarious plotline. Could you imagine if you were stuck in a jungle for like 15 years or whatever it is, 12 years, and then you come back and then everything is completely different. Technology's moved on. The city's much different. We saw it in the movie that Bob's Beepers was going out of business because no one has beepers anymore, obviously. They're moving on to cell phones. That would be like a big change to them. And I think it could be a really cool kind of plotline there for at least a few episodes. And then another one everyone wants to point out, which is huge, was the Helga and Hey Arnold love story. I mean, they came to fruition. I mean, they've been harping on this for seasons and seasons, that her secret love for Arnold, even though she picks on him and yells at him, she secretly loves him. She has the locket with his picture in it. She even has that weird gum statue she made out of his chewed gum, which is by far easily one of the creepiest yet funniest things I've ever seen in a cartoon is that chewed gum sculpture of Hey Arnold. Absolutely thought that's great. But we saw it come to fruition in the Jungle Movie. She finally admits to him that she has a crush on him, and then they kiss. I mean, that's a huge, huge plot line that they could play off of. I mean, they could go all kinds of routes with that. They could go the route where it's an unspoken relationship, where they just kind of every now and then they have these moments together in private, or they could be boyfriend girlfriend in this, or they could just go back to say, hey, this never happened. You must have got hit on your head and you misremembered while we were in the jungle. And then she goes back to secretly loving him from the closet. And I think either one of those could be a great plotline to explore. Could be a lot of funny things going on there with these characters. And again, with the plot lines of the characters being in a city, being in New York City, the door's always wide open for new characters. I mean, the door's wide open for everything and anything to come into there. And if you look at some of the character designs, they have some crazy ones. I mean, they have like Dino Spumoni, who's like a Frank Sinatra character. They have Monkey Man, who's like a superhero, like supposed to be like Spider-Man type character almost in a way. And there's just tons of things that they could do with these characters, but there's a ton of things they could add. They could just keep adding characters, but I don't think they need to add too many. With the addition of Arnold's parents, they pretty much have a new cast, pretty much. They could add in 1, 2, maybe to spice things up here and there. And then, of course, you have your standalone episode people, things like that. They come in for 1 episode, maybe 2, just to be a character that comes in for that. But I think that this is a series that's primed for a comeback. I really honestly do. The way that they did the movie, the animation style, I absolutely love. The writing was solid. Everything was solid in that, and it proved via the numbers that there was interest in this franchise still, that there was interest in these older cartoons, and that is warranted to go into and possibly do more. Now, going back a few months ago, in case you guys weren't familiar with this, there was actually a situation around this. People were speculating that there was going to be a season 6, and nothing has been confirmed. But one of the directors and writers of the show, Hey Arnold, and she also worked on the movie, actually tweeted out a couple of months ago, and I'll try to find the tweet if I can find it. It's a couple months old at this point. If I can't, I'll just kind of do my best here to explain to you. But what she basically tweeted out is that she'd just gotten out of a pitch meeting with Nickelodeon trying to pitch a new idea, a new series, which is great, honestly. But if you look in the hashtags, she hashtagged Hey Arnold. So people were speculating that she was pitching a season 6 to the Nickelodeon executives. And in the tweet, she said that the pitch went incredibly well. It was well received. It looked like it was going to happen. Things like that. And people were starting to speculate that because she hashtagged Hey Arnold in it, that they were, obviously putting 1-to-1 together, and she was pitching either a spin-off or a new season of Hey Arnold. And either one of those I'd be incredibly excited for. And also the creator of Hey Arnold also liked the tweet and then replied to it as well. So people were really connecting those dots there in terms of, could this possibly be what they're doing there? But again, that's been a month or so ago, if not more, and no other information has come out on this, on what she was talking about, what that secret project was. It wasn't Hey Arnold, if it was something else. I mean, she's obviously worked on many things other than just Hey Arnold, so it could have been anything. But people were wondering why she would have hashtagged Hey Arnold if it wasn't Hey Arnold. I don't know, maybe she was doing it to just gain notoriety, because that was around the time the movie was re-airing. I'm not sure. Things like that could be possible as well. So we're not 100% sure on that, obviously. There's a good speculation there. But anyway, I personally would love to see Hey Arnold come back in new episodes. One of my all-time favorite shows growing up. The movies have all been great. Even the ones that were in the second one in theaters. I forget what it's called, but I even enjoyed that one a little bit. It's not as good as the first one. And Jungle Movie is also really good. But anyway, guys, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you hit that like button and smash that subscribe button to get more notifications in your sub box about more cartoons and stuff like that daily. But until next time, guys, remember that it's always K-Mac time somewhere. Until then, guys, take it easy and peace out. Go Team Venture.